Hello. Hi. Hi, just give me a moment. I'm pulling up your case on Odyssey. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 013374 State versus Adalia Sobs. Can I have parties announce?
Think I went to the state.
David Rodriguez for the defendant.
And are you Ms. Sobs?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered into a plea bargain agreement of no contest was your plea on December 18th. Court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court found you guilty. And a PSI and TAP evaluation was ordered. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 12 months in the state jail facility, and there's a $1,500 fine. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI and TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI or TAP evaluation, state?
Objection.
No objection.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, state, you are opposed to the application. Any witnesses?
No witnesses, Judge.
Any witnesses?
Just my client.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Adalia Sabs.
All right, you may proceed, defense.
Ms. Hobbs, can you just tell the judge why we're applying for probation today?
I realized I made some bad choices and stuff like that. Because my last son is graduating this year and he's going to the Marines.
I'm sorry, it's
He's
going
going to
through.
the Marines.
Okay,
And I haven't been there for my kids, but I was there, recently, lately and stuff, and I've been working very hard. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't do none of that stuff. I just have a little bit of alcohol problem, and that's it. But other than that, I really want to see my son leave.
And Ms. Hobbs, do you understand that you have an issue with alcohol?
Yes, I do.
And do you also have some mental health issues? Is that correct?
Yes, I do. I'm bipolar and PTSD.
And are you asking the judge to give you some help today to get some treatment for the alcohol issues and your mental health issues?
Yes, I do. Yes, I will. Yes, I am.
And if the judge grants you this probation or deferred adjudication, are you going to be able to successfully complete that probation?
100%. My baby, yes, 100%.
Ms. Hobbs, tell me a little bit about your living situation. Where are you living right now?
I live with my mother-in-law's house, and she left it to my sister-in-law now. They've been there for over 50 years. I live right with my husband before he passed away 7 years ago, right behind the street next to, behind K Street and stuff where my mother-in-law lives for 15 years. And then after he passed away, I moved to my mother-in-law's.
And so how long have you been living in that house?
I lived there for at least 8 years now since my husband passed.
And who else is in the house with you?
My sister-in-law, my 3 boys.
And how old are your boys?
My boys, my oldest one is 20, and my second to the oldest one is 18, and this one is 17. My youngest is 17.
And before you were arrested for this offense, had you been working?
Yes, down the street where it is all older people and stuff, and I clean their houses for them and stuff like that. I've been there for 5 years, cleaning the same houses. Up and down the street, I got 6 on my street, and on the street after that, I have 2 more houses over there.
And Ms. Hobbs, is that the kind of job that you would be able to pick back up when you're released?
Yes, ma'am. I know a lot of people for forever. Yes, sir.
Judge, I think that's all I've got for right now.
All right, any questions?
Ms. Sobs, so you would agree with me that you have a criminal record that dates back to the year 1997, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've been placed on probation multiple times in misdemeanor and felony cases, is that correct?
3 times, and then there's supposed to be 3 times. I passed 1.
Okay, Well, okay, let's talk about that a little. So in 1997, you were placed on misdemeanor probation for theft. And, originally you were given 1 year deferred adjudication. Does that sound about right? Okay, and so then on that one, you had multiple motions to find you guilty, and then you were found guilty, and then a motion to revoke your probation and send you to the Bear County Jail was filed. Do you recall that?
I don't recall, but you know, it's been so long, I'm 50 years old now, so.
I understand. And so then on that probation, you ultimately got sentenced to 6 months Bear County Jail. Does that sound about right?
Okay.
Okay. And then again in 2008, you are placed on deferred adjudication and multiple motions to revoke are filed, and then ultimately you're sentenced to 11 months in Bear County Jail. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then in 2015, you were placed on felony probation and then had about 3 motions to revoke your probation and then ultimately sentenced to 9 months in the state jail. Does that sound about right?
Okay.
And then as recently as 2023, you were found guilty of the felony offense and theft of property of sentenced to 6 months in the state jail. Does that sound about
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. And so what is different now that all the other times that you were on probation and unable to successfully?
Back then, you know, I was running wild and stuff like that. I grew up a lot. I'm 50 years old, you know. My kids, now that they're older and stuff, you know, I see a lot that I've done that I haven't done with them, you know, that they're grown up already, and I regret a lot of things that I've done. But, you know, I was taking me a lot of things that away from me and stuff, and I just, like I said, my son is gonna go to the Marines, and I'm so proud of him. I just want to be there.
And I
I can
understand
do
that.
this.
And so I know you've acknowledged that you have an issue with alcohol, but when the top evaluator asked you if you had any issues with any like drugs or illegal substances, you said no, right?
No, I told her I had weed. I had some weed, you know.
Okay, so that's kind of what I want to,
medicating.
so that's what I want to talk to you about, because you told her that you have an issue with marijuana, but on the date that you were arrested, you were in possession. of
I told her
marijuana.
I was self-medicating with my weed.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
Okay, so I guess you're telling the court that at this time you have an issue with marijuana and alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great, thank you. No further questions.
All right. Of course, I'm never aware of anyone's criminal history at the time I take a plea. I become aware of it after the plea. Based upon what I'm seeing in her criminal history, it's a lot of thefts. It's a lot of other cases. And there are some drug issues. And it seems that that's the cause of the cases that she was placed on probation for and that were revoked. So there are other things that are going on. So, does anyone think it's appropriate to do a referral to Esperanza Court?
I have a question.
All right, so if you all will just have a seat, any objections to me emailing the judge who is over Esperanza Court to see how long it would take to do an evaluation?
Not at all.
All right, and if you want to talk to your client about the Esperanza Court, you're looking at an 18 months program. And what I can tell you, if I grant your application and you're with Esperanza Court will make the decision over whether or not you should be in inpatient treatment or outpatient treatment. It's an intensive program. All of the specialty courts are intensive programs, and they are able to supervise you at a higher level than I can on this caseload. All right.
Yes,
I believe Meredith Chacon is a part of Esperanza Court, so you may want to call her as well. And I think also, I know for sure Meredith Chacon. I can't think of the other attorney's who are a part of that. So you may want to call her and see if she can come over, because she'll be able to look at it and tell us if she has a good chance of being accepted or not.
Do you know which court the Esperanza court's out of?
It is Judge Catherine Torres Stahl. Is that the 144th?
That 170?
175th. So if you'll go to the 175th, and maybe they'll be able to do that quickly and we can take this up.
Yeah, I'll go there now.
All right, thank you.
The courtroom was calm at first as the case of Adalia Sabs was called. She stood before the judge after entering a no-contest plea, already found guilty, with punishment set at 12 months in state jail and a heavy fine. But today, her defense asked for something different, probation instead of immediate time behind bars. Adalia spoke softly, telling the court she had made bad choices. She said she wanted a second chance because her youngest son was graduating and preparing to join the Marines. "I just want to be there," she insisted, promising she had changed. She admitted she struggled with alcohol, but claimed drugs were no longer part of her life. She also revealed she suffered from bipolar disorder and PTSD, asking for treatment and support instead of incarceration. Her attorney painted a picture of stability. Adalia lived with family, caring for her 3 sons. She had worked for years cleaning homes for elderly neighbors. She told the judge she could return to work and complete probation successfully. With confidence, she declared 100%. But then the prosecutor's questions shifted the entire mood. The judge listened as Adalia's criminal record was laid bare. Dating back to 1997, she had been placed on probation multiple times, misdemeanor and felony cases alike. Each time, motions to revoke had been filed. Each time, she ultimately failed. Jail sentences followed: 6 months, 11 months, 9 months. And as recently as 2023, she was again found guilty of a felony theft-related offense. The prosecutor asked the question that cut through her emotional plea. What was different now? Adalia tried to explain that she had grown up, that she regretted missing so much of her children's lives. She wanted to prove she could finally change. But the courtroom tension rose when the prosecutor exposed another contradiction. Adalia had told the evaluators she had no issues with illegal substances, yet she admitted she used marijuana to self-medicate. The judge's patience tightened as the truth became harder to ignore. Her struggles were deeper than she first admitted, and the court could see a pattern of addiction and repeated failure under supervision. The judge spoke candidly, explaining that she never knows the full criminal history at the police stage, only afterward. Seeing the long list of thefts, drug issues, and revoked probations raised serious doubt about granting another chance. It wasn't just one mistake, it was decades of instability. Then came the twist. Instead of immediately denying probation outright, the judge considered something unexpected: a referral to Esperanza Court, a specialty program designed for intensive treatment and supervision. The judge explained it could last 18 months and would determine whether Adalia needed inpatient or outpatient care. "It's an intensive program," the judge warned, making clear this was not an easy escape. The courtroom ended with attorneys preparing to explore whether Adalia could even be accepted. Her fate was still uncertain, jail looming on one side, strict treatment court on the other. The judge's message was clear: mercy would only come with accountability, and this defendant's next step could determine everything.